Dobar dan svima, nadam se da ste svi ok. Gospođa Robin Poe je, može se reći, stručnjak u svom polju, a njeno polje delovanja su komunikacije, znači radiokomunikacije i slično. Ona ima nekoliko diploma, kao što vidite ovde, nekoliko univerziteta. Radila je od 79. godine čak, počevši svoju karijeru u vojsci. Promenila je ne znam koliko poslova, ali uglavnom su svi ti poslovi vezani za komunikacije. Sad, šta je poenta ovog videa? Još pre pojave, da kažem, eksplozije ravne zemlje na internetu, gospođa Robin Poe je imala nekih dilema, u stvari ne mogu kažem dilema, nego imala je nekih situacija u kojima je videla da se nešto u njenom radu jednostavno ne slaže sa logikom i nekim drugim stvarima, ali tek posle pojave ravne zemlje na internetu u ovolikoj meri, bilo je toga i ranije, ona je uspela da shvati o čemu se tu zapravo radi. Pre par godina je bila gost kod Nathana Oakleyja na kanalu i u jednom kratkom intervjuu koji sam preveo za vas vidjet ćete o čemu se tu zapravo radilo. Izvolite, pogledajte i ostavite komentare na video. Pozdrav.
And also, like I said, I'm a radio officer. It also made me rethink a lot of the numbers that we were given to do radio shots and to build our radio systems in the Army. And so I started going back and looking at those, just remembering the old radio shots and saying, well, okay, if I compute the curvature that should be there, this radio shot should not have worked. This one should not have worked, and so I'm finding myself doing more computations like that and questioning the numbers, going back to the fundamentals, mathematical fundamentals, looking at the original formulas that created these things. And so it was like I was telling, other people, I went back to a radio shot that I did in northern Italy from south of Verona, or Florence up to west of Verona. It was about a 115-mile shot, and it should not have worked. It should have been behind over a mile of curvature. So,
I know you said before the show that I'm keen for these facts of yours to sort of get out and cement in people's minds the relevance to flat Earth. But can you give us a sort of bit more detail on how that came to pass?
Oh, okay. Well, we had a relay go out, and so we had to move this to a new location because there was electromagnetic interference at that one relay area. So we were moving it up to a higher mountain so we would get less interference. So we went to a place south of Florence and we started to put the shot in, and then we were shooting over to Ferraro, where they make the Ferraris.
What do you mean by when you say put the shot in? Can you just explain exactly what you mean by that?
They get like one radio sending a signal this direction, and it has to line up with the radio coming, the antenna on the opposite direction, because they're unidirectional antennas. And so we have to make sure that there's no interference. We have to make sure that they're aligned correctly at the right azimuth. And this, back when I was doing this, we were doing this on paper. We were using magnetic compasses. This isn't, these days they all have computers to do this, and because we had to do it by hand and manually and work out the computations manually, you were more in touch with what was going on with the actual shot than they are today. They just plug the numbers in and put it up. But so we were having to so I moved the radio. We got that shot to go. We were actually, the original shot was coming or link was coming from around Pisa, near Pisa, Leaning Tower, Pisa area. And so that one came in fine. And then the other one, we had a relay in Ferraro and then on up to west of Verona. And the one in Ferraro wouldn't come in. And I suspect because it was a lot of industrial, you know, factories and stuff done by Ferraro. It was just too much electromagnetic interference. So rather than trying to establish that shot in Ferraro, I just turned the antenna to the other direction and sent it all the way to west of Verona. I thought, well, you know, what do we got? I mean, this shot, we're not able to get a link down to Ferraro. We might as just, we're desperate. Let's just do it and see if it works. And it came in, and it came in just fine. And I said, oh, awesome. I'm saved.
What was that distance then? So, I mean, once you'd actually got it and it worked nicely, rather than the short distances, what was the actual distance?
115 miles, and that's like, and the planning range on these radios is 35 miles. So it worked, and I was like relieved because. And then I got a call from my commander. He says, "Is that radio linked to Verona in?" And I said, "Yeah, it's in." And well, actually, it was going to a different headquarters, but I don't like to say the name of the headquarters out loud. But anyway, so I said, "Yeah, it's working fine. I'm getting very good reception. The gain is perfect." And he says, "Well, I don't like it." And I said, "But it's great." And he made me take it down.
He made you take it down.
He made
so
me
you've got this perfect signal, great gain, clear as a bell, but they made you take it down.
It was too far outside of planning ranges. So yeah.
So what were the planning ranges? Did they have specific places that you were supposed to aim for, or how did that work?
They were limited to certain distances. You could only go, supposedly you could only go 30 miles with these radios. So,
right. So the paperwork limits the distance as opposed to what will give you a connection.
Yeah. So,
I see. That's very interesting.
And the limitation is based on curvature of the Earth, or apparent curvature of the Earth.